Now I am 20% into, you can call it liquid shares. See, in last 1 year, my portfolio must be down somewhere around 30%. And but if you ask for in last 5 years, say after COVID, then I think moral average it must have gone up maybe 3 times or something. There are some stocks, some sectors which are really very cheap because they are still not having any fancy, with the HNIs and all. Last 1 year or last 1.5 year, maybe I have added a small, real estate. I have added maybe bought some warehouse or something because, I am happy when I'm buying shares, not gold and silver or anything else. So that gives me thrill. Nobody knows Trump's mind. Nobody knows about China's mind. Nobody knows anything about it. But I think ultimately it will settle down somewhere here. So Indian stock market, I think the market will be mixed. जिंदगी को समृद्ध है बनाना, खर्च करने से पहले बचाना.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to the latest episode of Guru Portfolios, where we quiz investment industry veterans about their own investment portfolios. In today's episode, we have with us a very special guest who needs no introduction. We have with us India's top stock pickers, Mr. Vijay Kedia. Hi, sir. Welcome to the latest episode of Guru Portfolios. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
So, sir, first off, can you tell us a bit about your own asset allocation mix? What about your equity allocation, gold, silver, real estate?
So I think it is more or less same as we had spoken last time. So it could be somewhere around maybe 5-7% in gold and silver, and maybe around 10% in real estate. So maybe the allocation in real estate has gone up a bit, maybe because of the price of the real estate has also gone up, and the stock price has come down. And maybe I am having, as on date, I think somewhere around 10% in cash, 10-12% must be in cash. And the major changes which had taken place is that now I am 20% into, you can call it liquid shares. Like it's not large cap, but they are very liquid. So the 20% portfolio is here marked to the liquid shares, which I may convert any time into any mid cap or small cap and all.
And rest is in mid and small cap.
Rest is in mid and small cap.
And sir, what about your portfolio returns? How has your portfolio performed over the past year and over the past 5 years?
So frankly speaking, I do not track annual return and all because I'm not answerable to anybody, as you know that I'm managing my own whatever portfolio, small portfolio I manage for myself. So I don't know about my yearly, and I don't believe in this CAGR and all also, that annual return and quarterly return. I don't believe in those things. So, but what I can guess that in last 1 year after whenever the market started falling after September, or maybe in last 1 year, my portfolio must be down somewhere around 30%. And but if you ask for in last 5 years, say after COVID, then I think moral average it must have gone up maybe 3 times or something, 3 times or 4 times. I don't remember. In around, and now it is lesser than last year. So I'm enjoying that.
Oh, got it. And the increase in large cap is basically because of volatility and just to have some liquidity comfort in the portfolio.
So because I sold some shares, some old holding I sold, so I had to deploy that money somewhere. So I bought some liquid shares, so that is why it has been kept in some liquid shares. They may not be large cap as per the stock market theory of large cap. That is really different. So, but they are liquid. Some of them must be listed, some must be there in FNO also. So that money I have kept because I found the valuation also cheap, and plus liquidity is there. So if I find some good story in mid cap and small cap where I generally invest, so I can switch over. So that is the idea. Otherwise, I'm happy even remaining in those companies also.
In terms of mid and small caps, what's the valuations like right now? Do you find there is froth? Because last time we spoke, there's a lot of concerns about froth in the valuations in small and mid caps.
I think both way. When we are talking about mid cap, that means we are talking about 5,000 shares. So there is no one matrix for all the 5,000 shares. There are many shares which are froths in those shares, and at the same time you will find some value also. There are some stocks, some sectors which are really very cheap because they are still not having any fancy, with the HNIs and all. So I think there's a mixed trend in the market.
And also, Vijay, you were also planning uh, to do some international investing last time we spoke. How has that experience been for you?
So that I had done in last 3 years. I have invested little bit, whatever is allowed as per the that law, that remittance law and all. There's a small investments I have done, and after that I haven't increased my investments. So those are doing pretty well. So I'm having only two stocks in the US.
Okay, it's in the US only.
In the US market only, two stocks I am holding, Google and Make My Trip. So they are doing good. That is for fun. It is not going to move the needle.
And you also use real estate for your passive income, sort of to give you that psychological comfort. So, have you also added more on the real estate portfolio besides the mark to market changes? Have you also added in that sense?
And maybe last 1 year or last 1.5 year, maybe I have added a small real estate. I have added, maybe bought some warehouse or something, two warehouses, something.
Again, this is because it can give you better yield.
Not better yield. It doesn't give me better yield than the market, but gives me passive income.
No, no, obviously not better than market, but then residential or
Yeah, just
commercial.
a little bit diversified, a little bit
Right.
passive income, because I invest in commercial properties.
Yeah.
Maybe this time I've invested in warehouse.
Right, right, right.
So they give me passive income, and the property price also increase.
So just to, pick your brains on this commercial real estate bit, do you also think about diversifying that? Like now you're getting into warehouse. Do you also look at other options?
No, no, no. That is not my cup of tea. It is just a small portion of my investment. As I said, the total portfolio may not be more than maybe 10-12%. So just to have a balance, something. Otherwise, I don't have any intention to diversify into real estate in a big way. I don't have that intention.
And when it
As on date, as of now.
sure, sure. And when it comes to gold and silver, you have added or is it just mark to market?
I think I'm maybe mark to market. I have not added. It has already gone up, maybe double than whatever I bought. Like gold has gone up maybe in last 2 years, must be, I think, 100% return. At a small portfolio, so I've not added further.
This is what physical assets or your
That
financial
bond,
ETF?
SGB and all. Yeah, no physical. SGB and and silver ETF.
I understand it's a small portfolio, but now people are talking a lot about silver because the prices are showing some rally. So are you looking at that space with some interest, the silver ETFs?
I had bought at a cheaper price. Now it has already gone up, and I expect silver to maybe outperform gold now, from here onwards, maybe. But that is all right. I don't give much attention there. I don't intend to buy more also, because I am happy when I'm buying shares, not gold and silver or anything else. So that gives me thrill. Right. Stocks give me the thrill. So
And have you kept any cash out in the past year?
cash, I am having somewhere around 10% cash, as I said, and maybe 20% into some liquid shares. So maybe 10% cash. As on date, I am having 10% cash, which I'm looking for some opportunity to deploy, to invest.
And this cash is something you keep taking out whenever you see that maybe the valuations are high and maybe you sometimes would like to wait for right opportunity.
Right opportunity, because I sold some shares in last maybe 3-4 months back. So, but I did not I did not have any, did not get any good idea to invest that money at these valuations. So I have kept them in the bank only and looking for some opportunity.
And also, Vijay, you have also been vocal about how middle class is, rather how retail is getting carried away by FNO because there are weekly, expiries happening. What is your word of advice or caution for these new investors who are, just coming into the FNO segment?
My advice is same as I had discussed last time also. For the newcomers, doing future and option without understanding is like driving a Formula One car without seat belt. So accident is bound to happen. So this we have discussed. I have said this on various platforms. I have made many songs on this, but it appears that people don't understand. So finally, I realized that okay, ultimately you have to pay a price for paradise. If you want to really learn, and if you want to become you can call a matured investor in the market, so maybe that path goes through the F and only. This is what I have realized. Until unless you really burn, you fall, you don't learn. So that's a process. I had also gone through that process, and everybody will have to go through that process. So that is all right. Sooner or later, the main thing is that anybody indulging into FNO without understanding, should realize that it is not for them. If it is suiting you, then it is all right. Otherwise, so it's okay. Market teaches everybody.
Yeah, data shows that the retail turnover of index options has gone up by 35%
So
rather than.
so people are not listening, but more and more people are also joining the market now. Retailers are the king in this market. So it's okay. They will learn their lesson.
On the other hand, you have also encouraged that middle class people and they should invest more in mutual funds. Retail guys should invest in mutual funds instead of and improve their savings rate because like I think in one post you mentioned how you can easily, if you invest 50,000 regularly, you can actually achieve a corpus of 5 crore. Uh, so what about that? You think that the low savings rate is also something you have highlighted can be a big problem for.
Why should it problem? I think it should be a boon for this investors. Like ultimately, if savings rates are coming down, this is what we are actually
Yeah.
you're talking about. So ultimately, what middle class is going to do? So there are only few things left with them. Either they have to reduce their expenses, or they have to cut down to their lifestyle and branded things and all. They have to cut down there, or they have to increase their what you call the income, which is not in their hand, or they have to adopt. They have to learn financial literacy to to have another source of income which may come from the stock market. But since you are new to the market, you cannot invest directly. So initially you have to go through some mutual fund or some manager and all. So I think that lowering savings rate will bring more and more people towards investing and towards financial literacy, which is good about the economy, which is good about the stock market.
And sir, besides US, have you invested in any other markets?
Any other market means not, I have not invested directly into any country and all, but there are some Chinese ETF listed at Indian Stock Exchange. So I have bought those Chinese ETF in last 1 year.
Okay. Which would have done well for you, I'm guessing, because of the how Chinese.
Not done, they had done well, at money after my buying in 6 months, they were up by 30% or something. So, but now again they are down half from the peak. So it is maybe 15-20%. But that is, I don't count that way. I bought them for maybe to hold them for maybe 4-5 years, or I don't know. So hopefully they should do well. But now there are so many uncertainties because of their feud with Trump and with the USA and all. So it's little risky, but I love risks, so it's okay, no problem.
And since you mentioned that, how is your view on how tariff-linked these feuds will go from here? What about impact on India? What about impact on China? Can you give some thoughts on that?
So I don't know. Whatever I will going to tell you now, so that would be just a fluke because nobody knows his mind. Nobody knows Trump's mind. Nobody knows about China's mind. Nobody knows anything about it. But I think ultimately it will settle down somewhere here. Already it has started settling down. From 140% or how many percent tariff to China, it has come down to 30-40% or whatever it is. So maybe by that time, both party will realize that we have to go down little bit. Do kadam tum bhi chalo, do kadam hum bhi chale. So ultimately, I think it will settle down. It is not going to escalate further. Whatever escalation could have happened, I think that is over. So ultimately, everybody is a businessman, so they will settle down somewhere.
From here on, what is your outlook on Indian stock markets?
So Indian stock market, I think the market will be mixed. Okay. And of course, there is a smart recovery so far indexes are concerned, and Nifty and BSE Sensex have really recovered very well. Beyond my expectation, let me tell you, I never expected that index will recover so much. But none of my investments are linked to the indexes, okay, this primary indexes. So to me, it is all right. That does not mean that now index may be somewhere around the top or little bit, here and there. So, but my stocks are not, they are not performing as per the index. So that is all right. So I think market will be mixed. Some shares may go to new high, some shares may not go to new high for like 3-4 years. So there will be a mixed trend. So my approach is like bottoms up, as we call it in the market. I invest in the company. I invest in the individual stocks. I don't invest in the index. So it doesn't matter whether it is going to a new high or not going to a new high. That is all right.
And sir, any particular sectors that you are especially bullish on?
3-4 sectors earlier also I have said, like tourism, I think could be a sunshine sector in the market because the government focus is on tourism, how to increase domestic tourism. So in that, maybe airlines should do well. I'm holding one airlines company shares should do well. and accordingly, then maybe hotels and all should do well. I don't own any hotel shares. So I think, and hospital shares should also do well. So
And why hospital share?
Huh?
Hospital shares, what's the rationale?
Because the way population is rising, India is also a rising population country. So people will ultimately, and after COVID, people have also realized that the biggest asset they can possess in their life is good health. They say in Hindi ki pehla sukh nirogi kaya, dusra sukh ghar mein maya. So it's more important than money, you know. So now people are realizing. So I think all the hospitals should do well, but they are expensive. Let me tell you, all the hospital shares are very expensive. So, but I think they should do well. And plus, of course, these EV things is still to play out, EVs and all. So, power, EV, all these things should do well.
And so, do you have any insurance, life or medical?
Medical, of course, I have. Life insurance, I have not taken in last 20 years. I think some old insurance. Maybe I must have topped them up, what they call. But I have small insurance.
Okay. And medical is how much coverage would you have roughly?
Medical must be having around, I think, I don't remember, maybe 40, 50 lakhs something.
And so, lastly, can you give us something in your own style for our viewers who are just starting to plan their investment, starting to build their long term portfolio, have some financial goals in mind? How should these people invest their money, save, and also plan for their future?
So, इसमें I have written a song in Hindi for all these new investors or first timer in the market. Not for the पंडित्स, ओके. सो खाली वो भक्तों के लिए जो नया नया अभी आ रहे हैं, तो इस पे गाना लिखा था, वो बचत पे है, वो मैं आपको बताता हूँ, वो गा के बता देता हूँ कि वो ऐसा है, जिंदगी को समृद्ध है बनाना, खर्च करने से पहले बचाना, बचत से अपने इन्वेस्ट करो, सिप को शुरू कर रेस्ट करो, 10,000 महीने 20 साल बचाना, 12% से करोड़ है हो जाना, जिंदगी को समृद्ध है बनाना, खर्च करने से पहले बचाना.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today and sharing all those insights and taking us through your own personal investment portfolio as well as your outlook on markets.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers, for joining us today and being tuned on this very special episode. For more such interesting content, keep watching Mint.